the 5 of Hearts, how to get past the fear of asking. In preparation for this conversation, I thought a lot about where does fear come from when it's time to ask for a referral. And I wrote down 5 things that, in my experience, and see if it fits for you, it may or may not, that when it's time for me to ask someone to introduce someone to me or recommend something to me, these are the issues that would get in the way for me. Number 1 is fear occurs when you ask for a referral from a place of weakness. Like when you're asking because you need a referral, like you really need it. There's a time in the month you're going, boy, I really need some referrals. And you're coming from a neediness versus I'm asking because I'm referable. I really believe that what I offer people and the people that they introduce to me is extraordinary. I don't need it. I want it. And if they give it to me, great. If they don't, that's okay too. But when I lean on people, like I really need your referrals, I come from a weakness and I can start to feel fear come up because now they can reject me. Number 2 is fear occurs when you ask for a referral when you have not provided enough value. Now, when you know that your consulting, your negotiating, and your transactional oversight has not been strong, and you ask for a referral, and in the back of your mind you're going, oh, yeah, but I didn't return their phone call 6 times, and I messed up, not including the washer and dryer in here, and I'm asking, and fear starts to come up. So you ask through that filter of not feeling valuable. Number 3 is fear occurs when you ask for a referral and you have not pre-framed your request with enough referral seeds. There hasn't been enough pre-conversation in advance, so it's the first time you're talking about it and it'd be foreign to them. So they're like, well, if I know anybody, I'll let you know. And that can be a form of rejection for you from time to time. So you got to be really conscious that if you can do more seeding when it's time to ask, less fear will arise. And then number 4 is fear occurs when you ask for a referral before you ask for comfort. And I think that that's a really good habit to get into and say, before I ever ask anyone to introduce me to somebody, I'm going to ask them if they're comfortable first. So I would say, hey, next time you're in conversation with a person who mentions it's going to be want to get a larger, more spacious home, would you be comfortable introducing me to those people so I can help them? Ask for that first. And I promise you that fear will start to reduce, as opposed to, hey, next time you're in conversation with a person who wants to buy a home, would you introduce them to me? Which will bring up more fear for you because you're not asking. The real question is, hey, are you guys comfortable introducing me to the people that you care about? And then fear occurs when the unconscious programming that you have is stacked with limiting beliefs. And Bimala's working with you a little bit around some of the limiting beliefs that if what's on top is your gook, and so you're not clear, like you're going into this phone call, you're walking into this consultation, and you're feeling disempowered. You haven't gotten drilled down to your core beliefs. And so you're really coming from a small self, not the big self. And so fear will occur naturally. And where your power comes from is from a real focused affirmation. And there's where these yellow cards come in, the yellow deck, the magic words that motivate me. And I found in that deck 6 cards that will help you affirm the highest version of yourself when it's time to overcome some of this fear. So if you're feeling fear around asking, getting on the phone, it's your hour of power, and you're feeling uncomfortableness, or you're feeling that, John and I talked about during lunch, that little voice that starts to come up and says, I don't know if I should say that. That's fear. I don't know if I should call him. That's fear. Boy, if I said that, he might not like me. That's fear. All that stuff, that little voice, that thing starts to get loud and you start to hesitate or procrastinate, that's fear. And one of the ways to bust through that is just to get quiet and take out the Queen of Spades, the 8 of Spades, or the 6 of Spades from your yellow deck, or the 10 of Clubs, the 9 of Clubs, the 8 of Clubs, or the 7 of Clubs. You can take any one of those cards out. And so, for example, with the 9 of Clubs, the card says, I'm free of fear. And the way you work with that card is you simply just read the words out loud. I love reminding myself that I've managed to come through everything that has ever happened in my life. And right now, it's really worth noticing that the real estate markets come and they go, and sometimes they're up and sometimes they're down. And it's funny how some people choose to worry about things they have no control over, like the market. And experience shows that fears, worries, and anxieties only come when a person imagines unpleasant things in the past or in the future. And when I allow myself to get present, I realize that all is well right now. And as Roosevelt said, there's nothing to fear except fear itself. And just a new thought, remember it starts with a thought, creates a feeling, produces a new behavior. And if that doesn't do it for you, you're going, well, I'm still feeling fear. You reach into your thing and you take the Queen of Spades and you go, okay, I am by referral only. That means I got to ask. Because I love myself, I constantly behave and think about how truly referable I am right now. I believe the thoughts givers gain and always lead with a giving hand. This simple belief makes it easy for people to passionately introduce me. I am on the cutting edge of referability. My consulting, my negotiating, my organizational skills make it so easy and joyful for people to love introducing me to the people that they love. I am by referral only. And notice what happens. Even as I read that out loud, you actually start to feel a little bit better. And the more you affirm a higher version of yourself, the more fear starts to diminish or starts to shrink. There's a pattern in NLP called the swish pattern. And it's one that I use very frequently. It says I'll just close my eyes and I'll get a picture of the very fearful experience that I'm imagining, and I'll get that picture in my mind. And then what I'll do is I'll shrink it, make it small, like it's going from a 26-inch TV to a 12-inch TV. And it's still playing in the bottom right-hand corner. And then what I do is I bring up a screen right on top of that, which is the image that I want. And that's the 26-inch TV. And so what I practice doing is shrinking the 26-inch good down here to the left, and then bring up the bad, bring down the good, bring down the bad, bring up the good, bring up the bad, bring down the good, and just get that, concentrate on being able to control the thought. And once I get a sense of this is a thought that I can expand or I can shrink. I can expand it or I can shrink it. I'm controlling it. It's not controlling me. And as soon as I get that sense, like that's how neurolinguistics work, I can swish it away. I can take that little bad one, blow it up real big, and just swish, like almost like knock it right off the scene, like knock it right, and then bring up the big picture and let the big picture stay up there. And you could do that with practice pretty fast. You can just go in, get the picture, blow it up, shrink it, and blow it up, shrink it. Okay, I'm in control. Blow it up, swish, bring up the one. Okay, let's go. And you can operate your mind that way. That Richard Bandler often says that neurolinguistic programming people said, "Isn't that mind control?" Well, isn't that what you want to do? Isn't that what you want to do? Is control your mind, as opposed to have your mind control you? And so, affirmation gives you a sense of mind control, and fear is when the mind is taking control, as opposed to you taking control of the mind. So let's role play it.